Minister of Baluchistan to kindly come forward and address the audience.
Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Honorable Chief Justice, Supreme Court of Pakistan, Honorable Judges, Honorable Federal Minister for Law and Justice, fellow Chief Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It is a privilege to address the National Conference on Prison Reforms. The subject that brings us together speaks to the very conscience of our society, how we treat those who have fallen on the wrong side of the law, and whether we have the courage to believe that people can change. I begin by acknowledging the directions of the Honorable Chief Justice of Pakistan and the National Judicial Policy Making Committee under the National Prison Reforms Action Plan. Baluchistan has taken these directions not as a formality, but as a charter for change. One, we pursuing with the United Nations standards, minimum rules for the treatment of prisoners, the Nelson Mandela rules as our benchmark. For too long, our prisons were understood as little more than places of confinement. Today, I'm proudly to say that Baluchistan has chosen a different path. A fundamental shift from a custodial model towards a modern correctional service framework focused on rehabilitation, reintegration, and public safety. Prison reforms remains a priority area of our government's justice sector agenda. In close liaison with the Honorable High Court and the Honorable Chief Justice of Baluchistan, we are implementing a comprehensive program to strengthen correctional administration across the province. This includes the effective management of 4 central prisons, 8 district prisons, and 22 judicial lockups ranging from Barkhan to Pasni and Jungle Piralizi to Jalmaksi. In line with the directions of the Honorable Chief Justice, practical measures have been initiated to place all judicial lockups under the operational management of the prison department, ensuring professional custody, improved security, enhanced accountability, and better protection of the rights and dignity of persons in detention. We remain committed to working in partnership with the judiciary to build a correctional system that is secure, humane, and fully aligned with the rule of law. This shift is now anchored in law through the Baluchistan Prisons and Correctional Services Act 2026, which replaces our outdated colonial area statute and recognizing rehabilitation and reintegration as core objective of imprisonment itself. What we have already delivered, ladies and gentlemen, let me speak not in promises, but in results. Across the 12 prisons of Baluchistan, over the last few years, we have put real resources behind reforms. Healthcare, we increased the medicine budget more than 6-fold from rupees 3 million to rupees 20 million, established many labs and dental clinics, expanded the ambulances fleet to 13 and ran TB, HIV, and hepatitis control camps alongside mental health counseling. Infrastructure, Central Prison Gadani has been declared a modern prison under a rupees 1,000 million scheme. New prisons at Loralai, Kila Saifullah, Pashin, and Surab are being added. And a new central prison Quetta is planned to relieve overcrowding. Rehabilitation and digitalization in partnership with UNODC, we digitized prisoner records through the PMIS in 11 prisons, moving from manual registers to real-time dashboards. Vocational trainings in tailoring, computing, handicrafts, and trade is now offered with 8 schools of juveniles. Education and dignity, Inmates now sit examinations from matriculation up to master's level, earning statutory remissions. Over rupees 13 million was raised to pay diyat, fines and daman for needy petty offenders, and we are building a chapel for our Christians inmates. People and oversight, more than 600 officers and staff were recruited and trained, including on the Nelson Mandela rules and human rights. And a physical training center was established for capacity building. We have also legislated for life beyond the prison walls, the Baluchistan Probation and Payroll Act 2026 with a rupees 500 million reformation and reintegration fund. Gives offenders a structured, supervised path back into society. Ladies and gentlemen, what is coming next? Passing a law is the beginning, not the end. Our immediate agenda is clear: to notify the rules and SOPs under the 2026 Act, to roll out the PMIS to every remaining prison, to extend CCTV and risk-based prisoners classification, and to strengthen healthcare, legal aid, and women's prisoners' facilities. We will establish a prison academy in Baluchistan for proper pre-induction training and a dedicated women's prison in the province. Looking further ahead, we will expand prison industries and vocational centers, introduce e-monitoring and digital inmate management, established dedicated rehabilitation and de-radicalization programs, develop community correction and non-custodial sentencing, and build partnership with universities, civil society, and the private sector for reintegration. A shared responsibilities, ladies and gentlemen. Let me be candid. A society is not made safer merely by keeping people behind walls. It is made safer when those who leave our prisons return as responsible citizens rather than repeat offenders. That is the true measures of justice and the true purpose of the reforms. To protect society, not by confinement alone, but by reforming offenders, reducing relapse, regress, enabling their productive return to the community. This is the national endeavor, and Baluchistan is proud to contribute to it. I invite every institution represented here, the courts, the police, the prosecution, the welfare departments, and our partners in civil society and the international community to walk this road with us. I thank the Honorable Chief Justice and the NJPMC for their guidance, the Home Department and the Inspector General of Prisons for their leadership, and all of you for your commitment to this cause. May Allah guide our efforts and grant us success. Pakistan Zindabad.
I now have the honor to invite the Honorable Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa to address the conference.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. सबसे पहले चीफ जस्टिस सुप्रीम कोर्ट मेरे अपनी कबीले से उनको तमाम जितनी भी यहाँ बेटे जजेस हैं, वकला हैं, हमारे फेडरल मिनिस्टर्स, चीफ मिनिस्टर्स मुख्तलिफ प्रोविंसेस को के और यहाँ मुअज़्ज़िज़ हाज़रीन, ख़वातीन व हज़रात, अस्सलामु अलैकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। आज ढाई खुशी की बात है, हम यहाँ पर एक बेहतरीन काम के लिए सब इकट्ठे हुए हैं, जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट की रिफॉर्म्स कमेटी हैं, जिनको ऑनरेबल चीफ जस्टिस साहब हेड कर रहे हैं। हम खैबर पख्तूनख्वा में जेल इस्लाहात कर रहे हैं क्योंकि कैदियों की भी हकूक़ होते हैं, वो भी इस माशरे का हिस्सा है। जो हमारे छोटे छोटे जुराइम में लोग जाते हैं जेलों में और वहाँ पर उनके साथ रवैया गलत होता है तो वो बड़े मुजरिम बनकर ही बाहर निकलते हैं। तो इसके लिए ज़रूरी है कि जेलों में इस्लाहात लाई जाएं और बेहतरीन इस्लाहात हों। तो इसी हवाले से हम खैबर पख्तूनख्वा की हुकूमत, क्योंकि वहाँ पर लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की सिचुएशन हैं, दहशतगर्द अरेस्ट होते हैं, वो भी इन जेलों में होते हैं, तो जेल की सिक्योरिटी को हमने मुस्तहकम बनाया है और بہترین قسم کی سیکیورٹی دے رہے ہیں تاکہ باقی جو ہمارے قیدی ہیں وہ بھی محفوظ رہیں. اس کے ساتھ ساتھ جو ہمارے قیدی ہیں ان کے لیے ہم نے جیل میں ہنرمندی کے پروگرام کا انعقاد بھی کیا ہے. وہ ہنر سیکھتے ہیں. پھر ان کے لیے وہاں پر انڈسٹری بنائی ہے جو ہمارے پریزن ڈپارٹمنٹ کے انڈر چلتی ہے. تو جو قیدی ہمارے وہاں پر ہنر سیکھتے ہیں وہ وہاں پر مختلف چیزیں بناتے ہیں جو مارکیٹ میں پھر سیل ہوتی ہے اور ان سے جیل میں قید ہو کر بھی پیسے کماتے ہیں اور اپنے فیملیز کے لیے جو ہیں پیسے بیچتے ہیں. اس کے ساتھ ساتھ ہم نے ای وزٹ کی سہولت بھی ان کو دی ہے کہ ایسے قیدی جو یہاں پشاور میں ڈی آئی خان میں یا مختلف جیلوں میں ہوتے ہیں اور ان کے فیملی ممبرز غریب ہونے کی وجہ سے ان کے پاس وزٹ نہیں کر سکتے تو ہم نے ای وزٹ کی سہولت وہاں ان کو فراہم کی ہے. جیلوں کی ڈیجیٹلائزیشن ہم کر رہے ہیں. شفافیت اور انصاف کے فروغ کے لیے تمام قیدیوں کے ریکارڈ کو پریزن انفارمیشن مینجمنٹ سسٹم کے ذریعے ڈیجیٹلائز کر دیا گیا ہے. مزید برآں اس نظام کو فوجداری نظام انصاف کے دیگر متعلقہ اداروں بالخصوص عدلیہ کے ساتھ بھی منسلک کیا جا رہا ہے تاکہ معلومات کے تبادلے اور مقدمات کی پیروی کے عمل کو مزید مؤثر بنایا جا سکے. اس طرح آن لائن پروڈکشن ورچوئل کورٹس وہ بھی بنائی گئی ہیں جو ہمارے ایسے قیدی ہوتے ہیں جن کے لیے خطرہ ہوتا ہے باہر تو ان کے لیے ورچوئل کورٹس کا بندوبست بھی کیا گیا ہے اور ماہانہ تقریباً 7,500 قیدی اس میں پیش ہوتے ہیں. ماڈل انٹرویو رومز ہم نے بنائے ہیں خیبر پختونخوا میں کیونکہ قیدیوں کو باعزت طریقے سے اپنے پیاروں سے ملاقات کی سہولت فراہم کرنے کے لیے جیلوں میں بین الاقوامی معیار کے ملاقاتی کمرے قائم کیے گئے ہیں جہاں لوگ ایک باوقار اور مناسب ماحول میں اپنے عزیزوں سے ملاقات کر سکتے ہیں اور تقریباً روزانہ 800 ملاقاتی مستفید ہوتے ہیں. ڈرگ ریہیبلیٹیشن سینٹر یہ بہت ضروری ہے کیونکہ وہاں پر ہمارے جو ڈرگ ایڈکٹ ہیں جب ان کو اریسٹ کیا جاتا ہے تو ان کے لیے ہم نے ریہیب سینٹرز بنائے ہیں جیلوں میں اور وہاں پر ان کی بہترین دیکھ بھال ہوتی ہے. تمام تر سہولیات دی جاتی ہیں جس طرح باہر اسپتالوں میں دی جاتی ہے اور الحمدللہ ابھی تک تقریباً ہم 1,614 قیدیوں کا وہاں علاج کر سکے ہیں اور اس کے نتائج جو ہیں مثبت آئے ہیں اور بہت بہترین آئے ہیں اور وہ الحمدللہ معاشرے کا بہترین فرد باہر آ کر نکلا ہے. ہم نے خیبر پختونخوا میں تمام قیدیوں کے لیے صحت کی سہولیات وہاں پر جو ہمارے ہاسپٹلز ہیں جہاں پر علاج ان کا ہوتا ہے ان کو بھی جدید آلات دیے ہیں, بہترین میڈیسن دیے ہیں, بہترین ڈاکٹرز ہیں اور وہ ان سے ملتے ہیں. پھر اگر اس سے بھی مطمئن نہ ہو تو ان کو جیل سے باہر اسپتال میں علاج کرنے لاتے ہیں. انشاءاللہ یہ ریفارمز آگے بھی جائیں گی. جس طرح یہ کانفرنس ہے پریزن ریفارم کے حوالے سے یہاں سے جو بھی سجیشن آئے گی انشاءاللہ تعالیٰ اس پر من و عمل کریں گے. شکریہ.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the honor to invite the Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab to kindly come forward and address the conference.
Before I begin my talk, may I please have the permission to play a video?
Prisons are among the most complex institutions of the state. Behind their walls are not merely inmates, but human lives, legal processes, staff, visitors, and the constant responsibility of governance. Punjab's prison network comprises 45 correctional facilities designed for around 39,200 inmates, but currently housing nearly 69,000 prisoners, an occupancy rate of almost 170%. This makes Punjab's prison system one of the largest and most pressured custodial systems in the country. Since 2024, under the vision of Chief Minister Punjab, under ADP 2026 to 20
Together, human dignity and rule of law. Allow me at the outset to pay tribute to the superior judiciary of Pakistan for its unwavering commitment to constitutional.
the integrated criminal justice in prisons, police, public prosecution, probation and parole, and courts.
I must also appreciate and admire the first woman Chief Justice of Lahore High Court, who has been relentlessly working to deliver speedy justice and end the decades-long backlog. And Madam, I really commend you for that. This is no mean feat, so hats off to you. I stand before you today not only as a Chief Minister, not only as a Chief Executive of the biggest province of Pakistan, but I stand before you as someone who has looked at prison walls not merely from the outside, but from behind them. And the reforms that I will be talking about today stem from my own personal experiences. I have lived them personally, experienced them firsthand, and that experience, Your Honor, changed me forever. It changed the way I think about justice. It changed the way I understand the responsibility of state towards those in custody. Most importantly, it reminded me that a prison sentence should never become a sentence against human dignity. Your Honor, every reform that we have introduced carries a memory. Every policy that I'm making today carries a lesson learned behind the prison walls, and I did not want these experiences to remain my personal story. I wanted them to become institutional reforms so that no prisoner, regardless of who they are or where they come from, has to endure avoidable suffering. When we speak of prisons, we must look beyond walls, bars, and security arrangements. A prison is not merely a place of confinement. It is a reflection of the values of a society and the effectiveness of its justice system. The manner in which we treat those in our custody ultimately measures our commitment to justice, to fairness, to compassion, to respect, and to human dignity. Punjab operates one of the largest correctional systems in Pakistan, comprising 45 prisons that currently house more than 69,000 inmates, close to 70,000, against an authorized capacity of approximately 39,000. Yet the challenge is not just overcrowding. Nearly 3/4 of our prison population consists of under-trial prisoners. The reality reminds us that prison reforms cannot be pursued in isolation. It must go hand in hand with broader reforms across the criminal justice system. For me, however, these reforms, as I just said, are not merely administrative decisions. Every reform, as I said, carries a memory. Every policy has a human story behind it. My story, my own story, story of thousands. Every improvement reminds me of something I witnessed or experienced myself firsthand. I introduced emergency call buttons across Punjab and alarm bells, panic buttons inside prison cells throughout Punjab. Today, every prison cell is equipped with these emergency systems so that no inmate is ever left without a way to call for immediate assistance. And the assistance comes. When someone calls for help, help must arrive. Human life cannot wait behind locked doors. A prison sentence should never mean abandonment, including my opponents, regardless of the offense they've committed. should be deprived of basic respect, of basic dignity, of basic cleanliness, of basic facilities. We have made sanitation, clean washrooms, proper ventilation, better accommodation, and access to essential hygiene supplies a priority. For women inmates in particular, Excellencies, hygiene products are not just a privilege. They are a constitutional right and a matter of basic human dignity. For someone behind bars, ladies and gentlemen, a meeting with loved ones is not merely a visit. It is often the reminder that life continues beyond prison walls. My daughter, my youngest daughter, who has just finished her graduation, was only 13 years old then. And I remember every time she used to walk into the meeting room, she used to leave crying. And as a mother, I know that every mother sitting here, every woman sitting here would identify with that. It was a very difficult time. Prisons also taught me the pain of separation in its cruelest form. While both my father and I were in the same prison, both times, my mother became seriously ill. For days, neither of us could speak to her. We could not sit beside her, hold her hand, or comfort her in her final moments. She left this world while we remained behind prison walls. Today is her birthday, Your Honor, and it reminds me of what she used to say. She used to say in Punjabi, "Ya ra pe aa jaane, ya va pe aa jaane." Jis pe guzarti hai, wohi janta hai. And she used to also say, "Jis tan lage, so tan jaane." And that led to this, to introduce technology-driven systems, including online appointment facilities for prison visits, structured telephone access, video call services that is now available to every prisoner across Punjab, irrespective of his or her status. Across Punjab, prisons have witnessed significant improvements in visitation facilities, family interaction areas, transport arrangements, and modern audio and video communication systems. At the same time, we have undertaken an ambitious program of infrastructure development, new correctional facilities, additional barracks, specialized hostel institutions for juvenile offenders, dedicated correctional facilities for women, modern training institutions are being established to reduce overcrowding and create a safer, more dignified environment for everyone living and working inside our prisons. Libraries are being enriched with updated books, educational resources, literature, and learning materials that encourage personal growth, flight of fancy, and intellectual development. When I looked around the prison, Excellencies, and my dear lordships, I realized that too many inmates were defined only by their conviction. I wanted our correctional system to see something more. Every prisoner remains a human being with the capacity to learn, to change, and to rebuild a meaningful life. That belief has shaped my reform agenda. We have also revitalized prison industries so that inmates can learn productive trades while contributing meaningfully to economic activity. By connecting these industries with modern marketing platforms and digital marketplaces, we are creating genuine opportunities for rehabilitation, and every prisoner must be given a genuine opportunity to return to society as a better citizen than when they entered. Healthcare is another lesson prison has taught me. And therefore, Government of Punjab has made healthcare one of the cornerstones of prison reforms. Through the Chief Minister's Prisoners' Health Program, comprehensive screening and treatment systems have been introduced for communicable diseases, mental health conditions, and substance use disorders. Jail hospitals are being upgraded, and partnerships with leading hospitals and healthcare institutions have been strengthened to ensure professional medical supervision and continuity of care. Punjab has embraced digital transformations to make prison administration more transparent, accountable, and efficient. Digitization of prisoner records, biometric verification systems, as you saw in the video, integration with national database, and the Safe Jails Punjab project are strengthening governance while enhancing the safety of inmates, prison staff, and visitors alike simultaneously. As we move forward, my dear lordships, we continue to look forward to the superior judiciary, not only as an institutional partner, but also as a source of guidance and inspiration. Judiciary's steadfast commitment to safeguarding constitutional rights and protecting human dignity provides the moral compass for all of us engaged in public service. Together, we can build a correctional system that protects society while respecting the dignity of every individual entrusted to the care of the state. Our vision is clear, Excellencies. Prisons must no longer be a place where hope dies. They must become places where lives can begin, places where education replaces ignorance, where skills replace dependency, where rehabilitation replaces despair, where accountability is balanced with compassion, where justice is strengthened by mercy. Every reform we have introduced is rooted in one simple principle, and that is human dignity. May Allah the Almighty guide us in our collective endeavor to build a correctional system that reflects the highest values of our Constitution, protects the dignity of every individual, and strengthens the foundation of justice in Pakistan. May He grant us the wisdom to ensure that every prison becomes a place where reform is possible, hope is restored, and humanity is never forgotten. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Pakistan Zindabad.
I now have the honor to invite the Honorable Chief Minister of Sindh to address the conference.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable Chief Justice of Pakistan, Justice Yahya Afridi, Honorable Federal Minister for Law and Justice, my fellow Chief Ministers, Judges of the Supreme Court, Chief Justices of the High Court, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It's indeed a privilege to participate in this National Conference on Prison Reforms convened Judicial Policy Making Committee. I express my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Chief Justice of Pakistan and the Law and Justice Commission of Pakistan for bringing holders to deliberate on an issue that lies at the intersection of justice, governance, public safety, and human dignity. When the state lawfully deprives an individual of liberty, it assumes responsibility for that individual's safety, dignity, health, and opportunity for reform. A prisoner may lose freedom of movement, but not his humanity. The success of a correctional system is measured not only by the secure custody of the inmate, but also by its ability to prepare individuals for lawful and productive reintegration into the society. Across the world, correctional philosophy has evolved from punishment and isolation towards rehabilitation, reintegration, and reduction of recidivism. International instruments such as the United Nations standards, standard minimum rules for treatment of prisoners, the Nelson Mandela rules, the Bangkok rules, the Beijing rules, emphasize humane treatment, healthcare, rehabilitation, and special protection for vulnerable groups. Articles 176 and 192 of our Constitution provide for judicial strength in the superior courts, while the strength of the district judiciary is determined by the provincial governments in consultation with the respective high courts. Timely justice therefore requires continued investment in judicial institutions at all levels. The scale of challenge is evident from the fact that more than 2.6 million cases are currently pending before courts across Pakistan. Reducing prison overcrowding and under-trial detention therefore requires sustained strengthening of judicial institutions alongside correctional reforms. Our objective should not simply be to build more prisons. Our objective should be to build a more efficient, humane, and rehabilitative justice system that protects society while preserving human dignity. These principles are fully aligned with the reforms trajectory being pursued in the province of Sindh. I'll quickly take you through the Sindh reforms journey from prisons to correction. Ladies and gentlemen, recognizing that the modern correctional system must go beyond custody and confinement, the government of Sindh undertook a comprehensive reform of its prison administration framework. Sindh became the first province in Pakistan to formally adopt a modern corrections-based framework that recognizes imprisonment not merely as a means of secure custody, but as an opportunity for rehabilitation, behavioral response, and successful reintegration into society. The legislation places prisoner welfare, healthcare, education, vocational training, legal aid, community corrections, family support mechanisms, and institutional oversight at the heart of prison administration. This reflects a progressive shift from a purely custodial model to a comprehensive correction and rehabilitative approach. Today, the Sindh Prisons and Correction Services administer 23 correction facilities across the province. These institutions currently house approximately 27,000 inmates against an authorized capacity of around 14,000. Ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate purpose of prison reform is not incarceration, it is transformation. Rehabilitation remains the cornerstone of Sindh's correction philosophy. Vocational and skill development programs are being expanded across correctional facilities, including training in sewing, carpentry, handicraft, technical skills, digital literacy, and other employable trades. Special programs for women inmates focus on livelihood opportunities, financial inclusion, and post-release reintegration. Sindh has also sought to place education at the center of rehabilitation efforts. Libraries have been established in prisons, and inmates are encouraged to pursue matriculation, intermediate, graduate, and virtual university programs. Educational achievements are recognized through remission incentives under the new law, encouraging learning, self-improvement, and constructive engagement. Education and literacy programs are being strengthened to ensure that incarceration becomes an opportunity for learning and personal development rather than a pathway to further exclusion. Children residing with incarcerated mothers also being provided educational and developmental support to ensure that they are not deprived of opportunities because of circumstances beyond their control. Our objective is not simply to manage prisons. Our objective is to reduce reoffending, restore human potential, and ensure that individuals leaving correctional institutions return to society as responsible and productive citizens. Healthcare remains one of the most important dimensions of prison reforms. Overcrowding contributes to communicable diseases, psychological stress, substance abuse, and other vulnerabilities that require systematic intervention. In Sindh, every prisoner undergoes medical examination upon admission, and primary healthcare services are available throughout the correctional system. Recognizing healthcare as a fundamental pillar of correctional reform, Sindh has increased expenditure on medicines by over 37% over the last 4 years, ensuring improved access